We're going to be opening up cocktails here in about 2 or 3 minutes. I have time for a couple quick questions. We could bring a microphone over to you. And then otherwise there'll be cocktail networking, and then we'll be seeing you tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we have one question up front, and then maybe we'll have one more.
Hi, Richard. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Amazing weekend. I was just wondering what you think about AI searches now on LinkedIn and other places to pinpoint investors aligned with one's theses.
Right. We're experimenting with using AI in many areas of the business, like analyzing due diligence documents, analyzing materials, summarizing real estate inspections, experimenting with chatbots and custom GPT boxes, et cetera. There's a Y Combinator company called Gumloop that allows you to put into place half a dozen to a dozen different template AI processes and automate different processes within your company. So Gumloop is on my list to investigate. And so those are the areas we've been diving into. We haven't found a slam dunk amazing LinkedIn tool. I know of many. I've tried many plugins that claim to have the emails of LinkedIn people, et cetera. And data enrichment is something valuable. And I think that it's something that we're trying to figure out who to trust in data enrichment for our CRM, et cetera. But if you find one specifically for LinkedIn, that'd be amazing, because finding investors local to you that know your industry, or where you travel most, where you're buying an asset, or just how to navigate the family office space even better on LinkedIn. We're always trying to sharpen that saw. So definitely let us know if you stumble on something. We're trying to be in the top 10% of AI. We're not AI tech super nerds, but trying to be a little bit of that. I think we have one question up front here. And maybe we have time for one more quick one if there's another hand.
Appreciate you doing this, as our timing is perfect for our company. My question is, we're relatively new, like 2019 start date. So if we put a timeline on our pitch deck, is that enough time to be credible to investors?
What year did you say you started in?
2019.
2019. Yeah, I mean, I think it is. I mean, it depends how much you've done in 5 years, I guess, right? I mean, sometimes some projects take so much research and development, and to outsiders, it may or may not look like enormous steps are taken. So I guess that would be my response, is like, it depends if you can mark to 5 different stages you've gotten to show how de-risked it is today. Because you're in the storage or flex space, is that right? Yeah, so if in 5 years you've done more than like 1 or 2 deals and you've like built out some full-time W-2 employees, the good news with acquiring assets as a sponsor or syndicator is you need employees at each of those locations. So it can add up to a lot of employees relatively quickly. And an entrepreneur will respect what it takes to have 30 employees under you or 60 employees under you. And I think those are some tangible numbers you could talk to, perhaps. Yeah. Was there one more hand up that maybe I can see? Yes.
So for the follow-up to get responses, how can you have the most impact?
Yeah, great question. So one of the hardest people to get cold email responses from are like uber big celebrities, Elon Musk, Taylor Swift, heads of state, and billionaires, I think. They just get pinged the most. And we have cold emailed every billionaire on planet Earth that we can identify via LinkedIn, Facebook, email many times. That's how we've interviewed 40 of them. About 30 of the interviews came from cold emails, and we've learned a lot of lessons from that. So keeping the email very short, offering to add value to them first by connecting them with others or buying 500 copies of their book, having a sense of humor with Mark Cuban. We used a sense of humor, and on my 14th pitch to him, he replied, but I also don't follow up 14 times a day. It was 14 times over more than 2 years. The busier the person is, the more I space it out by 6 to 8 or 12 weeks, and the less busy I guess they are, the more I might follow up by 6 or 10 or 12 or 15 days instead of that many weeks. But I'm not an expert on it, or we've interviewed 100 billionaires already, but adding value first so that your message to them, they should feel like they're losing and they're missing out and they have to reply to you because it is more valuable than every other email that hit their inbox that day. So when I moved to Arizona, I went and got my car serviced somewhere that had a subscription model. I was like, well, that's pretty smart. So I looked at their website and they had like 13 locations. I was like, whoa, these guys must be doing big business. So I emailed them and said, I bet each time you open a new location, you are having to raise capital, give investors equity in each of those locations, and you not only have to raise the capital, but now you're diluted in each of those locations. I could design for you a gross revenue royalty structure, potentially, that could help you raise the capital, give investors a good return, but in the end, you retain 100% of the equity and still have them leave with a smile on their face and a great return as a passive investor. And I said that like in about a sentence and a half. And I said, and I'm local. Would you like to meet? And it was two people that owned it. I independently LinkedIn them. They both gave me positive responses from that cold message. And the first 10 days I was in Arizona, I met a centimillionaire family, got to meet with their board, meet with them in person several times. And I was completely cold because I offered them something. They're like, oh, I have to have that. Like, I have arthritis and you have arthritis in medicine for my knee. Like, it's in my best interest to reply to that. I didn't pitch them, want to join my investor club? Do you want to pay me to be a consultant? We don't really do consulting, but like, that's the opposite. A lot of people who email are pitching, hey, you want to invest in this? You want to invest in this? You want to invest in this? It's not even customized to them, the pitch. So the opposite end of the spectrum is it's nothing about your pitch. It's not about you. They're out there so their kids go to college to secure their family's future. They're not out there to look at as many random pitches as possible. And they don't owe people a reply. They owe themselves to be a good steward of the capital that they worked 40 years to make. And so they want to act in their best interests. So when you serve their interests first, then your interests can get listened to more natively. And that takes some patience. So like somebody said yesterday, I think Dean, he said, like, if you're stressed out over a 2-week capital raise and you need my help, this is what Dean said. He's like, we're not the people to help you because you need to be planting seeds before you expect to pick the fruit. You haven't even watered the seed a single time and you're wanting to pick the fruit already. And sometimes it happens. Sometimes we meet someone and they called the principal of the family office that told them to turn the private jet around, come back to New York to look at a deal that they had to see. And Ira, who spoke at our event this summer, he had that happen once at one of our events, and he told the head of the $1 billion family office, you have to come back here to New York. It's exactly what we're looking for. So sometimes things move really quickly. That was kind of a long answer, so I think I'll let everyone enjoy cocktails now. I hope everyone had a great time. We'll see you at 10 a.m. here tomorrow for Investor Day. Thank you.
If you are a founder, raising capital, developing real estate, or you're an investor, would love for you to get involved in the Family Office Club. I've run this community for 18 years now. We've hosted 300 live events. We have 17 million social media group members and followers. We have the #1 YouTube channel on family offices. We have the #1 most popular podcast on family offices. You can learn more about us and our membership options at familyoffices.com. We have 30 in-person events planned in 2026 and another dozen events this year. Please go to familyoffices.com to learn more.